before the game, I said I was naively hopeful. And after the 90, I'm sitting here thinking maybe that hope wasn't misplaced at all. So on the surface, yeah, it's goalless. But I think there's a certain context that matters. And both teams really had some opportunities. And Arsenal, even though they had most of the possession for the game in totality, especially in that first half, it was in actual fact Liverpool who had the clearest chance with Conor Bradley hitting the crossbar. Now, this is also a weird stat because this is the first time in the Premier League that Liverpool have failed to register a shot on target in a match since 2010. I think that's like 600 matches ago. Yeah, it's very, very strange and unprecedented times. But, it's crazy, it's scrappy, it's not perfect. But I think this 0-0 is exactly what Liverpool needed. It's something that Arsenal did not want at all. Because a win here for Arsenal would have taken them a certain amount of points clear, and it really would have given them this vision of daylight at the end of the tunnel where they could actually see themselves becoming the title champions this season for the 2025-26 campaign. I don't think it's as clear as that anymore. And this Liverpool team has come out with its struggles and all. And once again, let's put this into perspective and into context here. There's no Mo Salah, who's still gone at AFCON. There's no Alexander Isak, he's injured. There's no Hugo Ekitike, also injured. And yet and still, Liverpool was able to create the more dangerous chance and was able to keep Arsenal at bay. That is a significant thing that Liverpool has shown. And I think it is the mark of what a champion's side is and is all about. Now, I'm going to throw in some banter here because, for lack of a better word, I've got to use banter. This seems to be Arsenal's undoing almost every season. And yeah, they had some chances. They had moments when they got forward. They were able to, put a shot in there, give off a strike. But there was no one really to finish off this game for Arsenal. If they had someone like that, I think Arsenal could have easily had won this game. And they didn't. And that could very well be their undoing because the margin between them and City now remains small. And City have an opportunity to really put pressure on Arsenal. And will this be like the time where we see Arsenal starting to crumble and fumble and maybe the gap at the top becomes even smaller? Is this also a moment where we see Liverpool starting to click a little better, create chances, and move up the rank and start threatening for the top spot? Because I tell you now, had Liverpool had an actual striker on the field, I think the story would have been very, very different. Now, that formation up front was a little weird to me. We played Cody Gakpo off on the left, and we had Florian Wirtz in this type of false number 9 role, which is weird because you've got the shorter guy playing in the false 9 up front to take some opportunities when it does present itself. And you've got someone who can function as a striker running in from the left. Now, I don't know if the idea was to do what Jurgen Klopp had done with Bobby Firmino and Mane and Salah back in the day, where you allow the false 9 to just pull back so that the wingers can run into the box diagonally and then take the opportunities. I'm not sure if that was the idea, but it didn't work too well. And I think had we gone with something, brave, something different, put Gakpo in the middle then and try Florian Wirtz on the left and make Gakpo run through the middle where he could actually be a threat and we could utilize and use his height. Another thing that could have been done is Chiesa could have played, Ngamoa could have played. And I think that would have made Liverpool a little bit more threatening, but none of that at all. I want to take my hat off. I want to pivot over here and take my hat off to the work of Gravenberg and to Kirkes. I think they stepped up in a major way to show, some nice dominance in defense. There were some nervy moments, but I must say the nerves were on my side. Those guys were solid. They kept them at bay. I love the fight between Saka and Kirkes, and I think Kirkes came out very, very strong over there. As did Conor Bradley. Quite sad to see him stretched off the field. And what the hell was that, man? Where's the discipline in that Arsenal side? And is something going to happen? I don't think anything's going to happen because, on the back of that poor conduct. But man, I feel for Conor Bradley once again. Standout performance. He was good when he had his moments. And Frimpong, absolutely beautiful with that movement on and off the ball, pushing up high, using that pace. And that is the type of game that Liverpool should be playing. Now, I think this game has also shown us that we do miss a player like Mohamed Salah, and we could have done with his expertise in that match just to break up a play, their defensive play, to drag players a little wider. We could have done with some of that in this match. I think we also missed Hugo Ekitike. His pace and his threatening presence in the box would have been, I think, a game changer over here. And I think Liverpool could have gotten the results. A couple of external factors there, just making it very, very hard. But I must say, I'm proud of the boys. A 0-0 draw, it feels like a statement draw from Liverpool, if there's ever anything like that. But I do believe that this is points dropped for Arsenal at the Emirates. And this is a team that says that they're competing for the league title. I think this is major points dropped, and they've put themselves into a very uncomfortable position. Was I right by being naively hopeful? I think yes. Yes, I was. And will I do so going forward? Absolutely. I think it's going to be exciting. I want to see what this Liverpool team is going to do on Monday night in the FA Cup when they play Barnsley. And I think they play Burnley in the Premier League, the match after that. I'm excited to see what this will look like, because these could be potentially easy points for Liverpool to pick up. But if they revert back to old ways, it's going to be very hard. They'll make it very hard for themselves. But if they keep on with this, and we have the return of more threatening players up front, or we give Rio Ngamoa and Federico Chiesa a run, I think it's going to make it very uncomfortable for the opposition. It's going to make Liverpool a lot more dangerous, and I think we can actually go and steal a couple of points. Not steal, but earn and win a couple of points. I think it's well deserved for the boys now. 10 games unbeaten. What more can you ask for? It has been a difficult one, but it is in these times where resilient teams grind out a result that is favourable for the club. Let me know what your thoughts are. Would you have done something different up front, or where would you have made changes, and when would you have made changes in this match? Let me know down in the comments. Smash a like button on this video. Hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to reaching 100 subscribers by the end of January. You and I, we can do that. And as always, you'll never walk alone.